Good morning. Good morning. My name is Danny Cobbin with 1-1 Coaching. I'm here in my garage. I am going to be talking about masculine and feminine energy today. And I want to tell you up front, I knew absolutely nothing about masculine and feminine energy before here in my garage. Oh, gotta turn that off. I can hear myself talking. I knew absolutely nothing about masculine and feminine energy before the men's group yesterday. Inside the men's group yesterday, I was talking to several high quality men on Tuesday, 1 o'clock Central Standard Time. We have a men's group. And what we are doing is we are getting in there to talk about men's issues and why they are important in today's society and today's world. Quality people are in these talks. So masculine and feminine energy, I knew absolutely nothing about. This is what I learned yesterday, right? This is what I learned. Is masculine energy is kind of like the structure, while feminine energy is more like creativity, right? And what was crazy was for me to recognize that the yin and the yang is actually the masculine and the feminine energy. It's not man and woman. That's not what it means. What it actually means is when we are in our masculine, we are looking to create and do things in the world. And when we are in our feminine, or when there is feminine energy, that's the creative force. So it's like one of the guys is talking about from the Stoic perspective, we can only control what we can control. Those things, it is great to use masculine energy for, right? Great to use masculine energy. And then there are some things that are outside of our control. And those are the things that it would be ideal to allow that feminine energy, that creative force to jump in, to shine through, right? And I was fascinated by this because I had never thought about this in context or terms of my own relationship, how I move about my day, how I move about my life, right? But I did notice that there was a time, I don't want to say it was a long time ago, it was a little time ago, right? And that little time ago, I was very much trying to be in that masculine energy and get things done. I had just left my full-time job at UPS, and after leaving that full-time job, I thought that the thing to do was to break down walls and barriers, keep on fighting the good fight. And that's what I did. I kept fighting the good fight, so much so that I got to a point where I stressed myself out and had my face stopped. Right. And that's what's fascinating about learning about these energies, right? Is learning that it does not really matter where you are on the scale of, a lot of energy, a lot of feminine energy. Oh, I have a lot of masculine energy. Who cares? No one cares. That's what I learned yesterday. No one cares. So the only time that you as a man have to fight for your masculinity is when you think you have to fight for your masculinity. And when you are fighting for your masculinity, you are actually proving in those moments you're not that. Now, I don't know if that made any sense to you, but how it made sense to me was I remember Deion Sanders one time saying something super powerful. He said, anytime somebody came in the locker room and they came up to me saying, yo, I'm going to beat you, saying, hey, I'm going to prove that I'm the man to you. Deion already knew he had him beat, because when you are that person, you do not have to prove that you are that person. You just don't have to. And that's what I was doing after quitting my full-time job, moving into the thing that I love to do. I was so busy thinking that I knew the way, masculine all the way, let's go, that I never stopped long enough to recognize the things that were outside of my control, right? Timing, awareness. Did you know in 2020 we were going to have a pandemic? No. So like the ebbs and flows of this thing. And what was fascinating was once I burned myself out and my face stopped working, which I'm actually trying to help you to avoid, I'm gonna be 100 with you, is I didn't know that was gonna happen. But then I learned something super valuable. And the thing that was super valuable was, when can I employ this masculine type energy? And when can I utilize this feminine type energy? And when are they in cohesion with each other to move me forward in my journey, in my destiny, in my world? That's what I found out yesterday from these gentlemen. Oh my gosh. It was like recognizing that at any moment that I understand myself better on all levels, do I get the opportunity to go from where I am to where I want to be, to where I'm going, to where it is that I already am, right? So it's interesting from the standpoint of, we're actually not teaching new things in this men's group. We're not teaching new things on this podcast right now. It's not what we're doing. What we are doing is we are talking about understanding ourselves in a more efficient, better manner, so that when we fall victim to whatever it is that you fall victim to, right? For me, it's discouragement. I often fall into the pit of discouragement, right? Nobody out there is saying nothing negative, but in here, I have to work through it. And that's something that I've picked up since I learned from day one. I learned that what I already knew is what I know. I know that probably didn't make no sense, nor does it need to make sense, because you understand what I mean. You already know some things, and it's a process of waking up to the things that we already know. And that's possible. That's possible. You can wake up to the things that you already know, and all that has to happen is the ability to go from where you are to where you want to be, and that's a better understanding of you. Once you see that you can fall into you, right? And I mean in every way, right? I don't mean be selfish. Is that who you are? Are you a selfish person? I hope not. If you're watching this, you're probably not. But what you probably are doing is, there are some areas in your life where you're noticing you're not where you want to be. And then you're beating yourself up about it. You're saying, I should be somewhere else, not here, not enjoying what is here present for you. And what I've learned along the way is, whatever it is either working for you, right? It's either working for you or it's working on you, right? So it's either working for you in a way that it's like, yo, I'm out here receiving these blessings, or it's getting me ready to be in the receptive mode to have, right? So that's that masculine and feminine energy. So I knew a little bit about masculine and feminine energy, and I didn't hands off on that one, right? But what's fascinating is when we get into a solid group, a solid community. I don't care what solid group or community you decide to get into one, right? You get into that group and you start contributing who you are to the group, and you will start to get things back. I don't mean anything sounds so crazy. I'm about to say, I don't mean that you go receive money from the group. What I mean is the blessings that you receive from being in a space of like-minded individuals that see things differently, right? That still see things differently. We can come together to learn something new about not just ourselves, not just others, but the greater whole, the greater society. You might not even be interested in that. You might be interested in Danny, how do I make myself better? How does this masculine and feminine energy help me? I already said it, but I'm going to say it one more time. And I'm so thankful to my stoic friend that said this. Oh my God. He asked some great, solid questions. And sometimes the answer isn't in the person saying the positive thing. The answer is actually in the question when you don't understand. That's the most important thing. I don't understand something. Let me ask you about it. You might understand it. You tell me, I still don't understand, but that person over there got an insight about it. Now they're sharing that insight, and now I understand. And now we are raising our conscious awareness and our vibration, and we are moving to the place that not only we thought we wanted to be, but past it, right? That's what's happening here, right? That's what's going on. And so it's beautiful to see that when we start to understand better ourselves, we can see that the masculine and feminine energy thing, when they go together, we could shoot off to the moon, right? Like there's unlimited energy out here in the world, unlimited. But until we can harness this energy, we can't really do anything, right? Like you could be like, oh, or you could be like, but what's great, and this is my mentor. Ooh, let me go back a little bit. This is what my mentor said. One time he's talking about a dance. He's like, there's two types of people out there, well, three, I guess. But one type of person feels the music and they just dance. They like, that's my daughter. She feels the music, she just be dancing, right? And the second type of person is the type of person who learns the music. They can't necessarily feel it off the jump, but they learn the steps, they learn the moves, and then they get down with it, right? And you see them on the floor and you be like, and they like counting in their head, right? But the best things that we ever see are the people who intertwine those two things together, and then they move out and they dance. And that's true for you. That's true for us. That's true for us, not just you, us, me too. I'm on the journey with you, right? Like that's what's beautiful here is when we start to understand more about ourselves, we go into situations, A, with the understanding that I don't know everything. And then B, somebody is an expert at everything. Everybody is an expert at something. That's what I meant to. Everybody's an expert at something. I don't know what, but something. And if we go to them and we ask them questions based on their expertise, they're going to be able to show us something that we never saw before in our own world. Now, how is that useful? Yo, I don't know how it's useful for you, right? I don't know the direct application for you. That's for you. That's the beauty of this thing. I'm not trying to teach you a dadgum thing. I'm hoping that you remember what is going on already inside your own self. I'm helping you wake up to you. Once you're awake to your own wisdom, you won't need Danny to wake you up to your wisdom. But this is what happens. We get an opportunity to work together because you trust me. And that's where I want to go next. Is when you get to that point where you start to recognize you got your own wisdom, you got your own thing going, you know which direction you want to go, that's the time to check in with this coach. There's a lot of coaches out there. They will get you right. Like I could send you to people who could talk to about this masculine and feminine energy thing. It's not me. I could send you to coaches that'll talk to you about trauma. That's not me. I could send you to people about anxiety and any other thing that you want to list. I could send you to that person. But the thing that I help you with is when you wake up to your own wisdom and you're wondering what is possible. That's where I step in. I help you see over the course of the next 3, 5, 7, 10 years, what could be possible. Now, that don't even start until you start to wake up to who you are. And that's all that's important here today. Thank y'all for listening to me ramble and rant about something that I learned from a bunch of men. If you are a man or you know a man, please share this information so that we can get into some conversations that might not just help you as a man, but help the person that you're looking to help as a man, looking to help you grow your sons and your daughters. Like I get so geeked up about it. I get so excited about it. So like, if you know somebody who is ready to uplift other men, please have them DM me, send me a message. Hey, Danny, I am interested in the men's group. I am interested in learning more about what that means and how we can help other men move forward as well. Let me know. That's A. B, if you want some personal coaching, I got you. DannyCobbin.com, go look it up. I'm not going to push it, but that's who sponsored this stuff. Just so you know, it's Danny Cobbin. I love y'all guys. Have a good day. And remember, in 2023, you can be as free as you can be. Hey, let's go. Let's go. I love you guys so much. Thanks for dropping in.